Hey guys, well, welcome back to another vlog. Today we are doing a facelift on the hunting grounds. We're going to be doing some edge feathering and some hedge cutting. Basically just edge feathering though. Got all the chainsaw equipment. Actually got the full safety getup now. I've always worn safety goggles and ear protection, but if you guys are going to be doing this and doing as much as we are, it goes the extra mile just to go ahead and get all the safety equipment. Actually got a really cool deal on this little kit here. It's got the chaps, the helmet, and the ear protection, and the eye protection for around 60 bucks off of Amazon. And we've gone ahead and we've already sprayed down. This is from Huntin. I'd encourage you guys to always use this. Use it during deer season, use it during turkey season. You won't get any ticks on you. This actually will kill them, but it treats your clothing. Don't spray it on your body directly. Treat your clothing the night before or the day of, but allow it time to dry. And I think it's actually good for a couple washes, but if you want to keep the ticks off you this season, I promise this works. I've used it for a long time. Protect yourself. I believe it is actually scent free too, so you can use it even in deer season, not spook those deer. So Brian's here and we got the four-wheeler loaded up and we've got a lot of work to do, so here we go. So Brian and I just drove out to the area that we're going to start doing the edge feathering. For those of you that don't know what edge feathering is, it is one of the best things that you can do to any property. It's basically a free food plot and a free bedding area. So it's got a lot of native browse in it. But what we're going to do is we're on a field edge here. This property had been in the past grazed by cattle and horses, so when you get those kind of properties, you get those really well-defined tree lines like we have here. You get a great field into a mature tree stand almost instantly. There's no variation, there's no gradual incline, there's no brush and saplings usually along the edge. But your deer, your quail, your turkey, everybody loves those edges. That's where they thrive, that's where they want to be. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to go in from the edge about 30 feet or so, depending on the trees in the field and what we've got to work with in there. We're going to be select cutting some of these trees. Some of them we're going to be spraying because we don't want them to resprout. Some of them we kind of want them to sprout back up from the stumps. Some of them we want to kind of do a hinge cut on, but what we're going to do is this is going to give us like almost like a 45-degree angle incline from the field up. It's going to produce a lot of native browse, so you're going to get your raspberries, you're going to get your saplings, a lot of your forbs, and everything that the deer love to eat on. That gives a lot of shelter to quail, and they're going to create that edge habitat where deer are going to naturally stay on the edges of our field a lot longer. They're going to browse, they're going to be able to bed, and if they're bedding in that stuff, it's not going to be very long during the hunting hours when you're out there in your tree stand. They're going to be creeping up into your food plots. So this is going to be an awesome management tool that I want to do throughout the entire property. But to start with, but this area here is one of the areas that's probably most critical for us to do it, just because it's got a lot of this younger growth that had matured now. It's created a canopy. It's going to be the easiest to go ahead and lay over. The deer are greatly going to benefit from it here. They already start to bed up in this stuff, and so now if we even can get it even thicker, then the deer are going to bed in here and browse in here a lot longer, right up against this great food plot here. And then we've got tree stands and blinds situated around this food plot. It's going to make the deer activity around this food plot during hunting season a whole lot better. It's going to be a lot of work. We're probably in the 90s today, and we got a lot of trees to fall. Once we get all these trees falling this next year, our plans would be to come in and probably do a prescribed burn, at least in this area, and really promote that undergrowth, because we probably aren't going to get to it this year, but even just simply laying these trees over, allowing that sunlight to come in and hit on it, we're going to get a lot of growth before this deer season. Yeah, well, I'm going to cut this whole line out all the way to the house. It's going to look like a disaster area. So here's a great example of an area. You got a lot of sassafras. Deer actually really love to browse on sassafras, especially when it's just budding out at the beginning of the year, or if these get low enough. I can promise you, when I knock these down like I'm fixing to tonight, the deer are going to be in here. They're going to eat all these leaves. What we're going to do here, there's going to definitely be a lot of stump growth off of these. Deer are going to hit on them, but it's a great example because, as you can see, we come from a field And a lot of these trees in this area are they are not fully mature, but they're tall enough now that they're shading out the competition down low, so you have little to no grasses and forbs, and not a whole lot of bedding, not a whole lot for them to browse on until they just completely leave the timber and come in. There's no edge in here, so we're going to go through and cut these down. We'll probably cut these sassafras down towards the base because you're going to get a lot of stump growth from them. If we want to spray them later on and kill them, we'll do that, and the prescribed burn might do that. Some of these other trees, maybe such as your hickory and stuff, we might actually just do a hinge cut and allow that to keep growing and provide some great cover for the deer there. So one more thing I want to show you here is this used to be, like I said, a cattle pasture or a horse pasture, and so this is typical of this area. You get this hardwood tree line out with no edge right to a field, and I'm going to show you probably where it used to start. These trees and saplings were probably here when the cattle were here. They weren't hitting on them, fed on everything around them. Well, these trees finally got tall enough, they canopied out and allowed nothing around them to grow, and you lost your edge. So walk with me here. You can see you got a lot of these immature trees through here. Like I said, we're going to go about 30 feet back in here. We're getting close to 30 feet, and you can see you have a really large red oak. This one has died, but you get into the mature timber. So at one point, this was actually an edge through here that has just been allowed to grow up, and we've lost that edge. So we're going to reclaim all the way back to these mature timber stands. You can see there's a couple actually really nice mature hickories, and you get into some of the red oaks in here. So this is going to be awesome. This tree has died, which has done exactly what we're fixing to do up here. It's opened up the floor here without its canopy. You can see you've got a lot of brand new, this is all brand new black raspberry growth in here. The deer love to forage on these. They'll actually just nip at them, but when they have produced the berries, eat the berries. So this is soon going to all be nice and great for deer. It's going to have a lot of browse and a lot of bedding. Well, it's a hot job, but somebody's got to do it because Brian's not, right?
Hey, I did all the work.
Yeah, he filmed it all. So we got done. But anyway, as you can tell, it is looking great. Push that tree line in there, about 30 feet or more. In some of these areas, there were just a lot of immature trees. They were just never going to equal up to much of anything. So I went back in there and cut them out, and the sunlight that was coming through, I could definitely tell the difference because I started heating up. I am drenched down to the bone and I am dirty, but the deer are absolutely going to love this. Actually, even in one spot, there's actually two spots down through this line. This line is probably close to 80 to 100 yards long through here, and there are two openings I left. I strategically felled the trees where there's two openings where they're going to come right out, and as you can tell, the blind's right out here, so we're going to know. It's not 100% for sure, but a fair majority of those deer are going to come right out of those little holes that I created. And I can guarantee you we're going to have a lot of deer in here browsing tonight. They're going to stay up in here throughout the season. Bucks are going to bed does in here. Does and bucks and everybody's going to bed right up here, right next to this food plot and come right in. So this is a win-win situation. And I'm tired, so we're going to wrap it up. Hopefully you guys can use this on your own hunting grounds. This is probably one of the best things that you can do to your property, even before planting food plots. Go in, create an edge. It's going to give you a lot of browse. It's a free food plot. So you're doing two of your three things. You're creating shelter, you're creating food. The only thing I did not do today is water, and it's pretty much free except for the gas and stuff that I had to put in the chainsaw. So do this on your hunting grounds. I promise it's going to improve it. We've got a lot more to do on this property. We're going to do almost the entire field edge of the fields that I have if I'm able to. I don't know if I'll get it all done before this deer season, but we'll try. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Brian and I are going to get out of here. Guys, make sure you comment down below, give it a thumbs up, and guys, until next time, have a better than average day.